2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. The New Orleans Pelicans preparing to defend home court in this Western Conference battle. This game against Golden State is the first time they've met this season, and they're looking to avenge the conference semis loss to this team a year ago. They got knocked out in 5 games.
Yeah, plenty of familiarity in this matchup. Last season, they were knocked out of the playoffs by this club.
Exactly, dispatched in the conference semis, and so they'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge in this game. They should be highly motivated.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, you remember that Anthony Davis had a growth spurt in high school that took him from a 6'2" guard to a 6'10" big man. Now, he remembered telling his mother, "I can't fit in my bed, I can't fit in my shoes, I can't fit in these jeans you brought me." And her saying, "I just bought those 3 weeks ago." Kevin?
It's all paid off in the long run, though. Thanks, DA. Now, we see a lot of rookies getting their first taste, Clark, of NBA action. What was the hardest part for you transitioning from the Big Ten to the NBA?
I think the speed of the game, the number of possessions, again, with the 24-second clock going back to the 80s, there was no shot clock in college basketball. So you could drag it out and play walk-it-up basketball. In the NBA, you got to turn that thing over every 24 seconds. And that speed and those number of possessions, a lot to adjust to. And then everybody's strength and talent. That, too, was eye-opening and exciting, too, because I had realized a dream to be out there with those guys.
And smarter players, too, on that pro level.
Yeah, they know their stuff. I like to say, when you get to the NBA, you're a PhD in hoops.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Curry and Thompson are the 1 and the 2. Durant and Green are the forwards. And it's Cousins in at the 5 down low. Dishes it to Durant. Over Moore. And it's Durant missing.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
Now here's Randall. It's tipped. 6 on the shot clock. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
That free throw good from Drew Holiday. Well, Greg, Anthony Davis with so much talent, it's easy to take Drew Holiday for granted.
I mean, I think Holiday is the catalyst in terms of this team's ability to create and really put pressure on an offense. It has improved his scoring and become a very efficient option at that guard spot. Has always been selective with his shots, but now is pressing a bit more to get involved, and more aggression from him, I think, has helped his production.
Talk about a great start. 3 of 3 from the field to get the game going. They're cooking with gas, folks.
Thompson outside. They set the pick to the paint, and stolen by Payton. And Holiday has it in the corner. Kicks to Randall. Pass to Davis. Outside Holiday. 6 on the shot clock. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
The pass to Durant with the fadeaway. They get the rebound. Cousins, first shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
He is just a monster on the boards. And with those soft hands Cousins has, he's going to turn those offensive rebounds into putbacks almost every time.
And he comes up with the deuce.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting calls, and for good reason.
Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has it.
Now here's Randall. Here's Payton, and Thompson sends it back. Pass to Curry. From deep. That one's not going to go.
And truth is, though he misses that one, it's a shot he normally makes.
You're exactly right, Greg. That's certainly in his range. Forget about the miss and get ready for the next one.
And that does it for the first quarter. The Pelicans on top, up by 4. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. All the great Golden State Warrior scores, Draymond Green spoke about feeding the hot hand.
I think there are times where one of the guys needs to take more shots, and sometimes where we can be a little bit too unselfish. You know, if one guy thinks, hey, man, I'm taking too many shots, let me get someone else involved. But if you got it going, we all want you to shoot.
Yeah, why not? Green knows that, Greg, if you're in the zone, keep firing.
And with his unselfishness and vision, Green, more often than not, is the one setting the table.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
Listen, early on taking the league, I just like their approach offensively.
Yeah, I like it too. They're doing a great job working the ball around, staying aggressive, and capitalizing too.
So for the Golden State Warriors right now, they've got Livingston. Bell is out there with Yarebko, and there's Iguodala. And it's Curry in at the 1 spot. And the first one drops. Greg, you look at the lineup for the reigning champs. When healthy, this team starts 5 all-star players at every position.
And even with Boogie coming back from a devastating injury, this team is scary. People immediately called it the best team ever assembled. Credit the front office, but the Warriors players still have to prove they are the best ever on the floor this season.
In the NBA, Clark, great offense sometimes overcomes great defense. The fadeaway jumper, an example of one of the more unstoppable shots players make.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, you think of guys like Dirk Nowitzki, LeBron James. Dirk's was so unorthodox, and at his size, just impossible to get to his shot when he stepped away from you. And LeBron has mastered it with his athleticism and strength. I mean, he'll fade away and fade 8-10 feet away from you and still get that shot off. So those two guys, I mean, if you're talking about major fadeaways currently in the last decade, I don't think you could find anybody that would top them.
Now Holiday after the missed 3 from Stephen Curry. Back to Holiday. They get a hand on it. That one off the back iron and out.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Boy, the unselfishness of Iguodala is really admirable. A forward with excellent vision. He has a feel for when one of his guys is open.
Now here is Mirotic looking for his first basket still in this one. It's deflected. A floater, and that's 2 points on the layup. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Warriors.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
As dangerous as he is inside, Davis gives opponents nightmares when he's able to get to the mid-range. He's very reliable when he steps back and takes the jump shot.
Now here's Iguodala. There's the pick. To the inside. Here's Bell. And Davis sends it back.
Boy, I tell you what, Davis uses his length so well. I mean, a defensive stalwart who holds his ground, and because of his timing and length and athleticism, he's an excellent shot blocker.
Bell against Hill. Davis with a screen on Bell. Hill using the pick. Misses off the left iron.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Warriors lead by 2. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Alongside Steve Kerr and Coach, what is the offensive approach going to be in the second half?
Well, we just have to do what we do, move the ball and wear them down with our ball movement, our cutting, and our spacing, and set better screens, all the usual stuff.
Yeah, it always seems to work out for you in the long run. Thanks, Steve. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. They never got too far behind as their largest deficit in the period was 8. They were a little more aggressive in the second quarter, and it paid off. They went from trailing to now holding a 2-point halftime lead. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Pelicans.
They ran their offense very well in the first half. There were almost no forced shots. It was good, smart basketball. The motion in their offense was terrific. They made those defenders work very hard. I like what I saw from them for the most part.
And now with the second half about to get underway, let's send you back courtside. See everybody with Kevin Harlan.
A view from the sky above of this lovely city as we make our return to New Orleans, Louisiana. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. One of the stories here, Drew Holiday getting it done today.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, I liked how they took the initiative. They were really locked into what they wanted, not letting the defense dictate their shot selection.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Down low, it's Randall and Davis. Payton and Holiday are together in the backcourt, and it's Moore in at the small forward position. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Now, here's Green. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And we've all heard the rumors that have been floating around the last few seasons. A lot of speculation if Davis could get traded or Greg leave in free agency.
I mean, Davis moving would be one of the rare situations where it literally could shake up the entire league. You hear a lot of different teams express their interest in him, but credit to Davis. He really has remained committed to New Orleans and has said everything you'd want to hear from a fan's perspective.
Here is Davis. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket, and the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That is his first foul of the game. Pass to Payton. Shoots over Curry. No good off the front iron. The Warriors leading. Down low. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And Holiday kicks to Randall. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And it goes on Draymond Green.
You know, Julius Randle is a young power forward, a little undersized for that position, but fairly dependable. Good movement when he gets to the basket, and he knows how to finish inside. Surprised his rookie option wasn't picked up, but he made the best of it in free agency.
And he can't get the first one. And for Randall, a free agent this past summer, it seems he never felt truly wanted by the team that drafted him.
Well, you know, he's dealt with injuries early in his career and a lot of trade rumors, which can affect a young player in a negative way. I think he's still shown solid improvement in his first handful of years in the league. And again, you've got to recall and remember how young some of these guys are. Even when they've been in the league 4, 5, 6 years, some of these guys are like 22, 23 years old. And that's still not enough time for them to fully mature as players.
Here's Holiday after the made shot from Klay Thompson. Davis with a screen on Durant. Moore against Durant. 6 on the shot clock. Davis sets a screen. Heaton. And it's Klay Thompson with the rebound. Warriors leading by 4. And Curry has it in the corner. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Curry's got his second basket of the night.
Man, I have great appreciation for the IQ of Stephen Curry. I mean, once the ball hits his hands, guys, you know he's thinking about letting it go.
Now here's Randall. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Durant against Moore. Now here's Cousins. D right on him. And Green slams it in.
Loving the energy right now here in the third quarter as they try to take control of this game.
And I really think this is the time to do it because this is a real important juncture in the ball game right here.
The feed now to Durant. Moore with the steal. Randall passes to Payton. Outside, Davis. Looking to end the run. Chalk up 2 there.
Nice to see how easy he takes over games. Makes it look elementary. I mean, that's why they feed him the rock so much.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. On the court for Golden State here in the fourth. The tremendous pair of Curry and Klay in the backcourt. Iguodala and Green, the duo at forward. And it's Cousins in at the center, filling out the middle.
And if you came to see offense, folks, then you are getting your money's worth.
Yeah, you're getting all the snap, crackle, and pop you want from a scoring standpoint in this one. I just hope you didn't come to see any D, because if you did, you've been in for a long day.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
The drive by Green lays it up off the glass. And it's an 8-point Warrior lead.
And just great offensive execution by both sides, leaving nothing on the table.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Greg, both of these teams completely aligned, in sync right now. I mean, they are torching the Nets late in this ball game.
Just 5 to shoot, and Steph Curry with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Miller's checked in for each one more. Cousins against Randall. That's tipped. On the wing, Miller. Just 4 to shoot. Back to Randall. Shoots over Cousins. Randall no good. Warriors leading by 8. Curry kicks to Thompson. The screen from Thompson. They double team Curry. Here's Green. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Pass to Miller. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. And the pass to Randall. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
After playing just 1 season of college basketball, Randall entering the NBA with much fanfare. Trying to live up to that lofty billing now.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Warriors.
They really haven't backed away from running and gunning at any point, but their legs still look fresh.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
He gets the first, and that narrows the gap to 7. Some changes for New Orleans. Anthony Davis, he's checked in for Mirotic. Etuan Moore comes in for Hill, and it's Drew Holiday in for Miller. The Warriors also with a sub. Durant's checked in. Both free throws good from Randall.
The lead's not looking as comfortable after those free throws. Nice job.
Thompson right side, fires for 3, and another 3 for Golden State.
Yeah, Curry is so impressive. His peripheral vision is what makes him unique, in addition to his ball handling skills. He does a nice job setting up his teammates and knows how to get them the ball when they're open.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're behind by 9. 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Steph Curry.
And the shooting percentage, how about all the way in the 60s, shows how deadly he could be when he's feeling it. And as locked in as he was, they were trying to feed him as much as possible. But he never got out of control. I mean, he kept his head and just stayed patient.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. Mirotic the screen. Holiday the pass to Moore. Drops in the tray.
And really the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
And stolen by Mirotic.
Clock's ticking. They got to get up a shot.
No time to waste at all. Got to let it go fast.
Read the defense perfectly on that possession.
Here's Livingston, and that's an intentional foul. Payton, he's checked in for New Orleans. Golden State also making some changes. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Bell. Green comes in for Urebko. And Steph Curry is subbed in for Sean Livingston. And he commits the intentional foul.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5.
Safe to say that Curry's going to go down as one of the all-time great free throw shooters.
So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Yeah, showing off a really smooth stroke there, and that will add to their lead.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. They trail by 6. There's 25 seconds left to play in the final quarter. There's 25 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Nails it.
Hey, when the game is on the line, you feel very comfortable with Peyton having the ball in his hands for the last shot.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
2 shots.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game. 20 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Davis. Cousins pulls it in, and so they foul intentionally.
Two shots.
And no good as the first free throw, missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second.
As fearless and physical as he is, Boogie gets to the line more than just about anyone.
And he does get the second one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Davis kicks to Moore. This one for 3. So we see the Warriors get the win here. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Here with Kevin Durant. It seems like even with some adversity thrown your way, you guys find a way.
Well, we're moving the basketball. You know, we're just relying on each other. And, you know, we're just believing in each other, man. No matter what, we just stick together.
It was very obvious that that was the case. Thanks, KD. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. See you next time.